Ladies and gentlemen, hey hi, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. Ever since the release of Season 3 for Modern Warfare and Warzone, we really haven't seen any more major updates. Prior to Season 3, really throughout the entire year, we've seen title updates go live roughly every 2 to 3 weeks, with the exception of the holidays back during December. But right now, we are kind of in a dry spell when it comes to physical updates, but that is all about to change here pretty soon as we have the big mid-season update coming up sooner than you might think. That is going to include several new features, some major changes, and even more. And in addition to that, recently Infinity Ward also addressed the pretty prominent hacking issue going on in Warzone, so we'll be diving into that as well. So if you enjoyed the video at any point, let me know by dropping a like on it. And of course, if you are new to the channel, we are always covering the latest Call of Duty news, intel, updates, leaks, and everything in between. So feel free to subscribe with your notifications turned on to stay up to date with all of that. Also, we are on the road to 10,000 followers over on Twitch, so if you want to come watch me there while I am streaming, that link is down below. Anyways, there is a whole lot of stuff coming up in Call of Duty over the next few days, including the next big update, which I would say is likely going to be the whole mid-season update that we've seen previewed a handful of times already over on Twitter via Joe Seacott and also Joel Emsley. But there was actually a pretty interesting update that rolled out this past week that addressed one of, if not the single biggest issue that Warzone faces right now. And that of course is the hacking and the cheating. Now, if you play crossplay in Warzone whatsoever, you've probably run into a hacker at some point in time. And if you play on PC exclusively, you have most likely encountered multiple of them at this point. Somehow, someway, I still haven't found a player that I knew was deliberately hacking that I could actually spectate, but I have had my own fair share of suspicious occasions, I guess we could say. However, that should technically be happening less and less as we move forward, because earlier this week, Infinity Ward made a pretty interesting update to combat hacking in-game. So they shared this tweet over on Twitter saying, starting this week, players in Warzone and Modern Warfare who report suspected cheaters will receive confirmation in-game when a player is banned. And this, I would say, is a huge step right away. You can now know that you're actually making a difference when reporting players who are hacking. This is, I believe, a thing in other games like CSGO Overwatch, for instance, I think has a similar thing too. And all around, that's pretty cool as is. But there is even more good news when it comes to stopping the hackers. Infinity Ward goes on to say that they are also taking additional measures to stop the cheaters in the form of deploying additional dedicated security updates, updated matchmaking to match suspected cheaters together, we'll talk more on that here in just a moment, and they also increased resources across the back-end tech, studio, and enforcement teams as well. Now, out of all of this, that middle point there basically says that they are enabling hacker-based matchmaking, and I think that is absolutely awesome and also pretty funny too. We all know that the whole skill-based matchmaking discussion has been a pretty hot one ever since the game launched, and while personally I am not a fan of skill-based matchmaking, or honestly, any matchmaking that doesn't prioritize connection over everything, I will say, cheater-based matchmaking is absolutely hilarious. Imagine, 140, 150 cheaters all put into one lobby, and it's just aimbot on aimbot on aimbot. That to me is the ultimate form of karma, I guess you could say. And despite things this year being a little up and down so far, that update is one that I think is fantastic. Then, Infinity Ward also said that coming soon, we would see a report a player function added to the kill cam and to the spectate mode, just to make it a little bit easier to report a player that you might think is hacking. Or honestly, anyone who needs to be reported for, say, having an offensive name or actually using hacks, whatever it may be. So hopefully these changes will seriously drop the rate at which everyone runs into cheaters in the future. Now, moving out of the past and getting into the present and also what's to come in the future, the big point of focus over the past few weeks or so has been that mid-season update that was initially teased by Joe Seacott over on Twitter. However, we really didn't have all that much information about that update, outside of the fact that it would include a new Master Camo to unlock, alongside the new Frankensmithing or Gunsmith Customs feature as well. But we now know even more about this update, including when it'll be coming to the game, and some more of the changes it has in store for the game too. So earlier on this week, Activision support tweeted out saying, "Our upcoming 428 update includes a required download for PlayStation 4 and Xbox One users who own Modern Warfare. Once you install the update, select a mode in-game to launch an install menu. Download Data Pack 1 from this menu, and once complete, please quit and restart the game." Now, here's the thing. This is kind of strange for more than one reason. For starters, we really haven't seen any kind of tweets like this for any previous updates. You know, we usually know when these seasonal updates will be coming out because those are previewed ahead of time, but the regular title updates aren't for the most part. So this tweet kind of comes out of the blue. They also mentioned that the download will be on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, but they don't ever mention PC, which is also kind of strange. Unless the files are already on PC because of a previous patch, PC should be getting the update all the same since the content releases for all platforms at the same time. Then, the way they describe downloading the update is also a bit weird. They want you to select a mode to queue it up, but usually you can either just check for the download manually, or it'll prompt you to download it once you launch the game. Either way though, I am pretty sure this is just going to be another regular title update, just with a rather strange preview for some reason. And because of the timing, odds are this is going to be the big mid-season update that we've talked about before. Now, we also got a community post this week that previews even more of the mid-season update, and well, this is where things get extra spicy. So here, Infinity Ward recaps the cheater statement that we covered earlier, and then they get into the big what we are working on portion of the blog, and this is where the major intel stems from. So we see that alongside the big update on the 28th, we'll also have the Shoot the Ship 24/7 playlist returning, and we get an official confirmation that the brand new Master Camo, which has been officially revealed as Obsidian, is also included in this update, and so is the Gunsmith Customs feature as well. So we have even more confirmation that this is in fact the big mid-season update. And for the first time, we now know what this brand new Master Camo is going to be. So we haven't ever really seen an Obsidian camo before, right? We had the Obsidian Steed back in Advanced Warfare. We had Grandmaster Royalty, which I think might be something somewhat close to what this new Obsidian camo could look like. I'm sure we're going to get a full preview of it sometime soon, but Obsidian camo is officially the brand new Master Camo coming next week. Now, Infinity Ward also mentions that the update itself will be around 15 gigs in size for PlayStation and Xbox. However, once again, there is no mention of PC, which I'm not gonna lie, still has me a little bit confused. Alongside that, they did also put a few of the patch notes that'll be included in the update in this blog post, but keep in mind, these are not all of the patch notes, they're just some of them that they wanted to release now ahead of time. So here, we see a fix for a bug where PC players using a Vega 64 GPU would see a corrupted outline in-game. A fix for a bug where selecting the US EF1 skin would appear as the default skin in co-op. They're going to adjust the speed and sizing of the circles in Warzone. A fix for a bug where the camos on the SKS and the Renetti would not unlock. A fix for a bug with the SKS camos not being consistent, I guess. A fix for the hardwired skin for Alex still appearing on thermals even though you had cold-blooded equipped. A fix for a bug where watches would sometimes be the wrong way. A fix for a bug where players could not pick their favorite faction, and finally a fix for a bug where white lighting would be seen on certain objects while moving or firing a weapon. And outside of that, the full patch notes will be available on Tuesday when the update goes live. Also, speaking of that, we're not exactly sure what time the update will actually go live. However, going off of what we have seen for the past few title updates, it could be going live at 11 p.m. Pacific time on Tuesday night. So if you don't see it go live during the day, chances are it will be an overnight patch. Anyways, with all of that being said, that is effectively what we just learned about the big mid-season update, and that is going to wrap things up for today. If you guys enjoyed the video, let me know by dropping a like on it, and of course, if you're new here and you want to stay up to date with the latest Call of Duty news, intel, updates, leaks, and everything in between, feel free to subscribe with your notifications turned on. That way you'll always know whenever I upload a new video. As always, if you want to check out any of my partners, be sure to use code IMMORTAL on all Scuff, G Fuel, Control Freak, and Respawn products. All of those links can be found in the description below. And once again, thanks so much for tuning in. Until next time, take it easy, have an awesome rest of your day, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace out.